name's Amy Naylor, welcome back to another handpan play along video. I don't know if I'm necessarily going to teach you anything useful today, but I just fancied having a little bit of fun and playing around with some stuff. So I have got on my phone a random number generator. Thank you, Google. And I've set it minimum 1, maximum 8. And using this generator, we're going to create a beat, a groove, using dings, tacks, and ghost notes. So keeping it nice and simple because the generator could make it really difficult depending on where I end up placing the notes. So what I'm going to do is, on my notepad here, is write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I'll do it on the screen for you as well. Oh, lovely. And because this is the level of professionalism you signed up for when you clicked on this video, is this beautiful, this is just for me, don't worry. This is terrible. So what we want is, we want dings, so D will be ding. We want tacks, so this is the tack sound. And we want ghost notes, so I'll just use a dot for that so it doesn't get too complicated. So Google, tell me, where is our first ding going to be? Which number? 6. It's an interesting place. Let's do another ding. 8. Okay, let's do a tack. 5. Let's do another ding. Wow, everything's in the second half of the I feel like we need another tack then in this case. 3. Okay, now it's really filling up, so I'm gonna call it there. And I'm just gonna put ghost notes in the remaining places. So it actually starts with 2 ghost notes, which might throw us off a little bit. So at the minute, what we have is, if we're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It goes ta, ding, 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 ta, ding, 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 ta, ding, 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 ta, ding, ding, ding. That seems fairly simple. Let's see if we can play that one together. Ready? So the pan I'm using today is not my usual D kurd made by the lovely Michael. This is Meridian F-Low Pygmy, and it's lovely stainless steel. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's try together. Ta, ta. Remembering that the ghost notes again are barely audible, fairly audible, barely audible. So these are just kind of placeholders to keep our hands moving one after the other. So if you're leading with your right hand, your right will land on every single odd number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and your left obviously in between even numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If you're leading with your left hand, then it will be the other way around. I encourage you to practice leading with each hand, but we can start with whichever is your dominant hand first, just so that you can get that groove in your head. So now that we've seen what that beat is going to look like, let's build it up slowly, as we always do. Take it right back to the beginning. Let's get a beat going. So empty phone screen, so that we can put it in context. Now it might sound a little bit strange at first, because the first 2 beats in this groove that we've randomly generated are actually ghost notes. So the stronger tones don't come in until a little bit late, which is going to give it a little bit of a funky groovy vibe, I think. I don't know, let's find out together. So yeah, let's build this up nice and slowly. I'm using 80 BPM cajon and conga. It's available for free on my website. Let's go. My turn, then your turn. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. My turn first. Ghost. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Off you go. Ghost. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nice. Let's add the other one in. Ghost. ghost. 3, 4, 5, 6, off you go. Shh, shh. 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's bring that tack in there now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, off you go. Down, down, back. 5, 6. My turn again. Dum, dum, back. 5, 6, off you go. Shh, shh, back. 5, 6. Let's add the next note. Ghost, ghost, tap, ghost. 1, 2, off you go. Ghost, ghost, back. 1, 2. Let's add the next tack. Off you go. Ghost, ghost, tap, ghost, tap. And I think the last 3 are fairly simple. Let's put them straight in. Ghost, tap, ghost, tap, ding, ding. Go, ghost, ghost, tap, ghost, tap, ding, ding. My turn. Ghost, ghost, tap, ghost, tap, ding, ding. Go, ghost, ghost, bat, bat, ding, ding, ding. Yeah. Go, ghost, ghost, bat, bat, ding, ding. One more. Nice, cool. All right, awesome. So we're gonna stop it there because my camera's running out of battery and I need to do a quick swap and then we can continue. Okay, battery changed, sorted. So what we've seen there is how we can very easily create new grooves, really kind of strange rhythms that we wouldn't have necessarily come up with on our own hadn't we rolled the dice or clicked the random number button. And so yeah, what I really like about that is it throws different combinations at you that you wouldn't usually play. And again, this is all about getting that muscle memory in, getting your hands doing things, you know, stepping away from that repetitive rhythm that you often fall into. You know, we've all got that like default mode. When we get to our handpan, we do something and it's always really quite samey a lot of the time. And so this is about kind of trying to step away from that and put yourself out of your comfort zone a little bit so that your hands get used to doing different things, and then suddenly your playing starts to evolve and shift and change. And another nice thing to do with this is once you've practiced one row, you can then generate another row and stitch the two together, so you've got a long, complex groove. And another thing that you can do is create random generated melodies. So I'm going to swap hands for this one. I'm going to do something I never do. And I'm going to do it with magic. Ready? I have my Rav Vast here. I'm yet to do a tutorial video with the Rav, so I know that a lot of you have one or are looking to get one and want to know how it works. Basically, pretty much every skill that you use on the handpan is transferable to this. Obviously, the nuances are completely different and what you get out of it is completely different, but if you're doing the same thing, treating it like it's hot, take your hands away super fast. You don't have to play any harder or anything like that. So instead of creating a groove this time, I've just oiled it so it's really slippery. Instead of creating a groove, we're going to create a randomly generated melody. So if I number these notes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, we're going to randomly generate numbers. I've never done this before, this could be ridiculous, it could be great. We're going to randomly generate numbers to create a melody. So if I write out the music as we normally would, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then if I ask Google, okay, number 1, what notes will we have for number 1? So the thing about this one is that you need to know if you're numbering, if you're deciding to number the notes, and I don't do this very often, that's not really my method. What you need to do is you need to know, okay, that one's 1, that one's 2, that one's 3, that one's 4, that one's 5, that one's 6, that one's 7, that one's 8. Now by now, if you've been watching my videos, you should have a feel for the scale and which direction your scale is going in. You know that it's one hand after the other and it goes upwards. So that gives you a head start. But then you need to assign numbers to those. And I know things start to get a little bit more complex with that, so that's why starting with the groove version of this exercise is really good. But let's try this anyway. So for the first beat, the number that we're going to play will be 3. This could be really ridiculous. This is an experiment. For the second, for the 1 and, we're going to play a 1. For the 2, we're going to play a 7. And let's fast forward this part. Okay. So we have 3, 1. We don't have any repeating, like, the same note one after the other. 3, 1, 7, 2, 4, 7, 6, 2. This is the most random melody. Well, that is what I signed up for, I suppose. I did randomly generate it. So 3 is this one, 1 is this one, 7 is this one. So far we've got, I quite like it. And 2. Oh, and this is the same note actually, but an octave, so that sounds really pleasant. 4 would be this one. 7 again. Okay, I think I have it figured out. So the scale that I have here is a B Rus. If that's not the same scale as yours will sound completely different. So I invite you to write it down and then have a little go on your own. But if you're interested in hearing what this one sounds like, this is what it sounds like. But it doesn't matter, because if I hadn't laughed and just owned it, you wouldn't have known. So there you go. So there's actually an example of the randomly generated melody coming out sounding quite nice. And again, that's a melody that I never would have written because it doesn't flow in a direction that I would usually want it to. Like usually I would move up a little bit perhaps and then back down. Like I'd have the notes going in directions, whereas this jumps about a little bit. But I really quite like it. Especially played delicately. So yeah, and actually I really quite like the very beginning. So I might, if I wanted to use this as inspiration, I might take this part. So then I've taken the second half and haven't played it until, you know, a few times round. So maybe I'll play this 3 times and then on the 4th time I play the second half. This is what that would sound like. 3, 4. And suddenly we have a really nice melody, because that repetition, at least for me personally, that repetition makes it more pleasing to the ear, because that's what makes it kind of tie into itself a little bit more. And then you use the second half, or I use the second half, to create that AAAB, that like nice square kind of vibe going on, and suddenly I have the beginning of a composition. And then I might decide that I want to bring a groove into it, randomly generate a groove. I could write an entire thing randomly generated. That would be interesting. I'm probably not going to do it, but if any of you do, please let me know in the comments how you get on with it, because that would be really exciting. So yeah, I think this has probably turned out to be quite a long video, but I had fun. And I might even split it into two, I don't know. So I hope this was at least interesting to watch, if not anything. I don't know how useful what I've just shared with you is, but it was fun for me to experiment with. It was an experiment for sure. So yeah, have fun, get the dice out, like 8-sided die, or get a random number generator out. If you're looking for inspiration, sit down and write something and pull yourself out of your comfort zone and just experiment. And yeah, let me know how it goes, and then I will see you in another video. Thank you so much for sticking around to the end. You're amazing. And have a good one. Have a good week.